Okay, so back again. Right, what happened at the end of the last video? We encountered a bit of a bug where at the end of the onboarding form it wouldn't submit. It was quite a simple error and I've fixed that pretty quickly. But one thing really jumped out at me after I'd fixed that was that what the system was doing was that after having completed the onboarding form, what happens in the background is that I've got a database of about 300 different prompts. Each of those are sent sequentially to AI and we get the results back, and the results combined comprise the content for your dashboard within the system. And what was happening before was that as soon as you'd finished the onboarding form, it would immediately dump you into the dashboard before the jobs had actually run. And this meant that you ended up at your dashboard with no content and no real feedback, which is not really good from a user experience perspective. So what I've done is created a new element to the system, which I've called the Airlock. And it's simply a page which gets the status of all the tasks and jobs that are running and gives that in a kind of visual format to the user. And only once a particular amount of I haven't decided exactly how much of the content needs to be generated, whether it's 100% or 10%, still to be decided. So now what happens is that you go to the Airlock, it then tells you the progress of the jobs, whether your content has been created, and only once a certain percentage has been created does the button become available. And then at that point you can click the button and you get to the dashboard. So that's why there haven't been any videos for the past couple of weeks, but that's all finished now, and we'll pick up. Basically what happened was that there were a number of other little issues which arose whilst I was going through the results of the last demonstration. So I've gone through and fixed those bugs and seen it through to the end. So before we go back, what we'll do is start a whole new demonstration starting from scratch. But before then, I just wanted to quickly, for today, just give you a quick overview of the website, which is the generated website, which I think is the most visible piece of content which is produced by the system. So as it's up on the screen, let's just quickly go through that now. So here is the website. So you've got your navigation bar at the top. That's the logo of the business. Obviously everything can be changed. So the way I like to think about the generated content is yes, it could be used as is at a stretch, and we will definitely improve the quality so much that it definitely can be used like that. But I think the more appropriate way of thinking about the content is more of a placeholder. So if we look at the image which has been generated as the hero image here, I actually really like that and I think it looks great. But instead of just taking that as is, that could be something that if you could find a nice location like this, you could go with your cars and your drivers, get suited and booted, and with a professional photographer maybe, and recreate this photo if you like that, and that would work a hell of a lot better. So right, if we just show you, right, this is the way that the homepage of the website is broken down. So we have a hero section, PAS section. PAS is just a copyright formula, problem, agitate, solution. Benefits section, testimonials, features, FAQ. So let's have a look at that in live. So this is the hero section. So we've got a headline, a sub-headline, and this is the call to action, book your journey. So none of this I've written myself. It's 100% AI generated. As I said, we can go back and change it or tweak it or ask it to refine it. Whatever you want to do, everything can be changed at a later date. But for now, this is what we've got, and I think it's actually a pretty good starting place. So that's the hero, and then we've got the problem, agitate, solution. The point that is really important at this point is that the system hasn't just generated this content on a whim or plugged it out of thin air. Part of the market research is competitor analysis, so it has looked at the closest competitors to the suggested concept, this chauffeur business based in St Albans. It's gone in and looked at some of the main complaints or the drawbacks of the three main competitors and focused that into the main problem that customers are talking about online. And it's determined that is that people are tired of unreliable, impersonal transportation, and it fails to meet people's high standards. And it's combined that with the solution that we've provided through the onboarding process, and that is how it's come up with this problem, agitate, solution section. As you can see, experience the difference with our luxury chauffeur. So, I don't know if you can remember in the last video, we made a point of going through what our unique selling point was going to be, and I think we said we were going to focus on quality. So it has listened to us and used that to generate the content onto the website there. Benefits. You could read more button, but these buttons are not going to work right now because we need to go into the dashboard and create those ourselves. But we've got our main benefits there. With icons which have been produced bespoke. This is the testimonial section. Now obviously these testimonials are not going to be real testimonials. This kind of follows on from what I was saying before, that the generated content can be thought of principally as a placeholder, because nobody is ever going to recommend, I certainly would never recommend that you go out into the real world with fake testimonials. People can see through those at a glance, and it's going to do you more harm than good. So, the object would be to replace these AI generated testimonials and photos with your own. Then we come down to the features section again. All these features have been based on information that we've given the system through the onboarding process. And again with the FAQs. One point which I think we already did mention in a previous video was that all of the generated content needs to be checked for factual correctness, because I think we all know that AI can make up facts. It's not always factually correct, especially in this instance. So it's down to the user to go through these FAQs and double check that any information on there is factually correct. I don't really see that as a bug in AI. It's definitely a feature. But let's have a look at one of these FAQs and see what it's come up with. What areas do you cover? I think it's pretty reasonable to expect that a chauffeur business based in St Albans, clients may need to know if their destinations within your service range. Based in St Albans, we serve Hertfordshire, London and the surrounding areas. I think that's pretty good. It's pretty damn good, really, considering that this is purely, that there's been no human input here. This is purely AI generated, and I think that's pretty much on the mark there. Are your chauffeurs professionally trained and licensed? Clients often seek reassurance regarding the qualifications of drivers. All our chauffeurs are fully licensed, professionally trained, and have extensive experience in luxury transportation. I think if your drivers are not meeting those standards, they should be. I think this is really good. I'm genuinely, personally impressed by what it's come up with. I think it's amazing. Okay, so at the bottom we've got the cookie policy. Again, this is not boilerplate text. This is all being generated bespoke by the system. Same conditions apply as per the other content. Needs to be checked for factual accuracy. Okay, the rest of the sections may not be complete because there are additional tasks which we will need to go into the system and complete ourselves. For instance, under pricing, we need to go in and define what our services are with prices, in your dashboard. Again, with blog, we haven't generated any blogs yet, but we'll do that in a later stage of the demonstration. But there's nothing there yet. FAQs we've already seen on the homepage. About, again, this has taken the information that we've given on during the onboarding process and used that to generate your about section. And then finally, we've got the contact section. It should work. I have actually, this is take 3, so I did check it, but I hadn't checked it before pressing the record button. It does work, and I'll just show you that quickly now. Okay, so if we submit the message sent successfully, and if we go in here, hopefully that will now pick up that. Yep. Okay, good. Right, I think what we'll do tomorrow is start again from scratch. So we'll come up with a whole new concept, but I think that's enough for today. Let's upload this video, and then tomorrow we will start a brand new demonstration from scratch with a new concept. So see you tomorrow.